running out of time. Every day the same shit because I'm looking for a sign instead of chasing it. The good or the bad, I'm embracing it. If you make it better, yeah, then you gotta lay in it. Reality, I'm facing it. Success, I want a taste of it. My talent, never wasting it. The top is where we taking it. However long it take for us, cause we ain't never giving up. Enduring it, you live it up. Open the door and then you give it up. Let it simmer, dim the light and let it glimmer low. I know I've been a sinner, but in all I'm still a winner. We've been working through the winter, yeah. We've been working through the winter, yeah. Yeah, breadwinners eating Sunday dinner. But my grandmom's gotta spend time with the fam when you had time. And I just wanna thank God, cause he done a great job in molding me to be a better man, just for mankind.
We was young and dumb, but that feeling never faded. Knew that you was the one, that's why I never downgraded. Depression caught up to me and it made me isolated. The only one I was ever comfortable round naked. It was times I messed with other girls and had to fake it. Even through all the BS, you told me that I would make it. Gave me your heart and told me take it, but never forsake it. You cut up my jersey, but I deserve it if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't trade it all cause of the memories we created. So happy I was at this you when you graduated. All the time that was wasted, you on my mind, I wasted. Pick up the phone, let it ring once and hang up aggravated. Cause I was in a situation that made me deflated. And I kept thinking about you like Frank Ocean on the station. On sunny day in September, I finally lost my temper and hit your line saying let's make this one to remember. Your so-called friend tried to tell you I'm a pretender. I think she want what you got, but let me not offend her. The truth will set you free, as long as you surrender. And if you send it bad vibes, then I return the sender like that. Just for mankind. We was young and dumb, but that feeling never faded. Knew that you was the one, that's why I never downgraded. Depression caught up to me and it made me isolated. The only one I was ever comfortable round naked. It was times I messed with other girls and had to fake it. Even through all the BS, you told me that I would make it. Gave me your heart and told me take it, but never forsake it. You cut up my jersey, but I deserve it if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't trade it all cause of the memories we created. So happy I was at BSU when you graduated. All the time that was wasted, you on my mind, I wasted. Pick up the phone, let it ring once and hang up aggravated. Cause I was in a situation that made me deflated. And I kept thinking about you like Frank Ocean on the station. On sunny day in September, I finally lost my temper and hit your line saying let's make this one to remember. Your so-called friend tried to tell you I'm a pretender. I think she want what you got, but let me not offend her. The truth will set you free, as long as you surrender. And if you send it bad vibes, then I return the sender like that. swipe, swipe. Just picked up some bands, come again, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands, rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Simon says, swerving, making plays, Ferrari red. Never out my zone, touchdown in my hands. Only fam around me, I can't have no friends. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. Ever since I was a teen, had prices on my head. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Just picked up some bands, come again, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands, rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Just picked up some bands, come again, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands, rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, ballpoint on the beat, ballpoint make them dance. Yeah, we came up from nothing, now we're making plans. Yeah, just picked up some bands, just picked up some bands, Tell her ask you questions while I'm coming again. On the run like a runaway. Only way is the money way. New chain, no jewelry. No games, don't fool me. 21 been a boss. Take the game, pay the cost. Heard you roll a TikTok. Need to get another watch. Just picked up some bands, come again, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands, rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Just picked up some bands, come again, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands, rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon says.
Oh.
Look at me, I'm on. Yeah. Look at me, I'm on. Yeah. Look at me, look at me. Can't stop. Look at me, I'm on. 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 Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going. Can't stop, keep going. Look at me, I'm on. Look at me, I'm on.
All right.
Look at me, I'm on. Look at me, I'm on.
All right. What is going on, people? Today was a crazy day. So I didn't really get to do any of the stuff that I wanted to do because I had some stuff that I had to do. But for everyone that's in the art of holding in the corporate toolbox, Monday, 7 p.m. Because let me tell you why I'm doing this. Typically, when I'll like get it all set up and I'll send out the alerts at 5 p.m., I don't get a lot of people. So we're gonna change up the training schedule. Mondays, 7 p.m. because essentially today is Tuesday, and I'm gonna send the email out tomorrow, get everything hooked up, so people will have time to schedule it and position themselves. Because I really apologize for that, but I've really tried to get away from that last minute stuff because it doesn't work for a lot of people. So we're going to be doing the live training Q&A stuff Monday, 7 p.m. And we're going to do another one at 3 p.m. Thursday, and we may add another one. I got to think about that. So, it was interesting. I've gotten a lot of response from the live stream last night. I got like crazy response. I mean, people were just up in it. So we're going to start talking about the state of black business. And let me go ahead and find this website. Aha. All right. So let me go ahead and show this website. And we're going to be talking about some data points here. We're going to be talking about, yes, it will be Mondays. That's why I'm doing this Tuesday, to give people time to get ready, to get their schedules, because the last minute stuff just doesn't work. So it's going to be Monday, and it's going to be Thursday, and perhaps maybe Wednesday. So let's go here and let's go ahead and get to, okay, there we go. All right, so that should be up. Now, before I did my live stream last night, I saw this website, and part of the reason I did not quote these statistics was this rapper with the ice grill. That did not give me a lot of credibility. But this website says there's 44 million black people in the United States, and it says that there are 3 million black businesses, which would mean that 7% of the black population has businesses. 7%. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that with a bad credit card, because there's other data points. Do you know, like, literally half the black men in Chicago don't have a job? I mean, there's just so many data points that if that was true, because 7% is just 3%, less than 10%. And that's a game changer. I just don't believe the population, that's kind of all over the place. It's either 41 million black people or 44 million black people. So the differential isn't that great, but we're going to get into the sauce, so to speak. So I think that the books on this website are cook. They cook in the books, man. I think they cook in the books. I think they're cooking the books, man. So this is something that I actually have a little bit more faith in. Let me get in there. All right, this website, 20 black-owned business statistics for 2021. Overview black-owned business statistics and trends. There are more than 2 million black businesses in the United States. Worldwide technology, I put the founder of that company in the community tab. Dude is a company that makes $12 billion a year. Now, check this out. Black-owned businesses generated 150. This brother in his one business is almost making 1/15 of all black business income. The most popular category for black-owned businesses is healthcare. New York has the greatest number of black-owned businesses in the country. New York, New York. Washington, D.C. has the highest percentage of black-owned businesses, and this is where Worldwide Technology, they came out of the Maryland area. 70% of black owners are happy with their businesses. 58% of black business owners say their business financial health is at risk or distress during COVID. Just 4% of the startups are founded by black women. I give a little bit more belief and credibility, because look at this. Black owned by women earn significantly less than black businesses run by other women. 34% of black business owners started businesses because they wanted to be their own boss. 44% of black owned businesses use their own cash to start their venture. Cash, cash, cash. Black owned businesses employ 920,000 people. Just 7% of black owned business firms have 6 to 10 employees compared to the national average of 12%. Black business owners receive less financing less often and at higher rates. I'm going to talk on that. 37.9% of black business owners say they're discouraged from applying for loans. The average level of startup capital for black entrepreneurs is just $35,000. Just 1% of black business owners obtain business loans in their first year. Only 18% of black business owners receive assistance from loan officers in completing business loan applications. So this site gets a little bit more different. It's I don't think the books are cooked, but if we were to go back to that other website, let's say for the sake of argument that black businesses, that was true. Let's say the numbers were true, and I don't believe their numbers are true. I think they cook in the books. Why is it? Because if that number was what they said it was, then that would totally skew the black net worth statistic. That would totally skew, because black net worth is relatively in America. All right, so let's go onto this site. Yeah, I'm just not believing that 7%. I'm just not. Because that would radically alter the black-white wealth gap. Close examination of wealth in the U.S. found evidence of staggering racial disparities. At $171,000, the net worth of a typical white family is nearly 10 times greater than that of a black family, which is $17,000. All right, so if black business ownership was 7%, that number wouldn't be that. That's one of the reasons that I think that the books are cooked. That's why I'm just not I'm not believing that. I just don't believe it, because that would totally skew that number. I mean, that is crazy. So when we take what we already know in terms of black wealth, and we take in terms of the high unemployment that exists in many black communities, it just doesn't add up. And also, going back to this other site, Fundera, the 2 million, which 2 million black businesses out of a population base of 44 million, let's just say 44 million, that is more believable because that is going to be not 7%. Let me go ahead and do the numbers on that. Because, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Minus 95%. All right. Hold on. My calculator going crazy. All right. Minus 95%. So at 2 million minus 98%. Minus 98%. So that's like almost a 2.5 to 3% black business ownership per capita. So I'm believing that most of these businesses are street pharmaceuticals. You crazy. Glendon, look at the figures from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Census Bureau, the site. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because let's see, when you go to black business ownership, statistics, there's a lot of conflicting information. So let's go ahead and get into the census data. Because I know a lot of data points that just makes me feel that 7% is really high. May 19, 2020, United Census Business release showing 1.1 million employer firms for about owned by women and 1.1 million owned by minorities. This is straight from the census. 1 million by minorities. So this is more in line with the numbers that I quoted last night. May 19th, 2020. Owned by women and 1 million. This includes all black people, all Hispanics, and women. So this is more in line with the numbers that I quoted last night, straight from the census. So, I wasn't off base with my numbers last night. Like I said, when you go, men lie, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. But go. Now, this is crazy. There were 555,000 Asian-owned businesses. Asian-owned businesses have the largest receipts among minority groups. Black or African Americans owned 124,000 firms in 2017. Like I said, my numbers last night was correct. They were correct. Straight from the Census Bureau. Once again, this is what I'm talking about. Because essentially, like when I saw that website with the grill, I was like, these numbers, the books are cooked, man. The books are cooked. So we can go ahead and say that the United States Census is in alignment with my numbers last night. All right? All right? So this is what I'm saying. Because essentially, Honey Bunny, I really agree with that. That information, Rossi09, is actually in the corporate toolbox. It's in the email. Yep, Erica, the number's low. And see, this is the thing, because like one of the things that I'm going to do going forward is give people the real data, the real truth. Because like I said, when you get into the Google machine, you got to really be careful at what stats, because that's why I went with what I went with last night, because I felt that was true. And we got to do better. We got to do better. And I saw some good comments on the post in the community section. And it was just like, dude started this $12 billion a year business when he was 40. So this is another thing, because I'm seeing a lot of new young bucks who are claiming to start 9-figure businesses, and they're like 30 some years old. Bruh, stop it. Also, when I see people say they have 9-figure businesses, but you can't Google them, you can't find nothing out about them, I think that is dubious. I think that is very, very dubious. That's what I was saying. Many black businesses, especially black women businesses, are sole proprietorships. Hey, let's go back to when I read that quote where businesses didn't apply for businesses loans. Let me go ahead and be a little transparent. I'm a black business owner, and I got a business loan because my paperwork was in order. Once again, and I was watching this video, it was about credit. And much to his credit, his name was Will Roundtree. He was giving the real information, because essentially one of the reasons that I have 3 business credit cards, and I got them because I had money in the bank. And he was talking about that, and he was talking about filing taxes. Oh, I saw data that millionaires and billionaires portfolios have multiple active businesses running with a small percentage in the stock market. 89 Dr. Funk, I've been screaming that over at Savage Finance, and I got folks who want to fight with me. The business owners, you know who banks, stockbrokers, and wealth management people target? They target business owners. They don't target investors. They target business owners. I have not seen that. I don't think it's going to hit zero, because there has been an awakening in the black community. And right now we have more people who are getting in stocks, investing, real estate, and businesses than at any point in history. So I don't think black wealth is going to go to zero in 2030. I think it's going to go up, because we got a lot of people that are actively participating in the game. They're actively participating in the game. So I think black wealth, I think we're at a defining moment. I feel that we are in a space where black people are taking business ownership, investing, and handling their money as a very important thing, more important than at any point in history. So we're getting a lot of black folks who are starting to do the right thing. Hey, government contracts. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, the numbers were more in locks. Yeah, because like I said, I was doing some research, and I was just sitting there like, if we had 7% black people owning businesses, that would be great. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic. But I've been doing this 12 years, and I've been getting pushback, not from Asian people, not from white people, not from Latinos, but from black folks who are saying what I'm doing can't be done. I'm not getting this from white people. All of this in connections with the marriage rates of each community. Trump card, I'm about to say something that's a little bit off, but if you will notice that all of the very successful financial YouTubers who are all white, they're all in committed relationships. They're either married, Meet Kevin is married, Financial Education is married, Graham Stephan's in a long-term relationship, Andre Jack's in a relationship. The most successful financial YouTubers are in committed relationships. So Trump card, going to you're talking about that people have more trust when getting information from someone that's in a committed relationship. I've noticed that. Native American, I don't get nothing from them either. All right, we're not talking about abortions here. I know a lot of people who have registered businesses but don't actually do businesses. My apps, that's why I went straight to the census site, because I just knew that 3 million, and once again, the census site said there was 1 million minority-owned businesses, which included all black people, which included women, which included Asians. So Asians are over-indexing in that arena because Asians have 555,000 businesses. They have Asians. What percentage of the population do Asians make up? It's going to be low. It's going to be low. Asians make up 5.6% of the population. And they have five times, and black people make up, say, 12 or 14%, and Asians have 5 times as many businesses as black people, and it's a lower, and that's kind of 5.6%. That's kind of high, because they're including Chinese, Filipino, Indian, Vietnamese. So Asians have 5 times the number of black people, and there is like, subtract 6 million from 44 million. There's 30 something million more of us, and they have 5 times the number of businesses. And I can attest to that from being in business. And when I was selling furniture, Asians owned Titan Importers. Asians owned another place I was buying furniture from. You go to the Apparel Mart downtown Atlanta, nothing but Asians and Indians. I mean, look. Pretty much, Kevin Davis, this is going to be, because essentially, I'm going to be honest. I didn't know all this before I started researching. I kind of had an inkling in the back of my head, but I didn't really know this until, when I looked at those numbers, I wanted to cry. It made me so sad because, with this resurgence of black people being very interested in entrepreneurship, investing, I see a big change in the next 10 years. I feel that we as a community are starting to move in the right direction. I really see promising future. I see a promise of future. If you don't own a house, stocks, and insurance, you're invisible in the wealth stats. Like a lot of business owners, and this is something that we got to talk about because I'm going to mention Will Roundtree, and he was giving some good information on his credit video. And one of the things he said, and this is something that I actually had some pushback on when I put up that I was paying myself $350,000 a year for my business, and I'm gonna pay $120,000 on taxes, and I had a lot of pushback. But see, I am, to quote Will Roundtree, positioning myself in the future, because if I know that I want to get business credit on that big boy level, I got to show big boy profits. I can't walk in the bank and say, yeah, my business, yeah, we did 3 million. And then I show them my taxes and only made a $50,000 profit. They're going to like, Mr. Cameron, we can only loan you based on this $50,000 profit. We cannot loan you based on this 3 million. And that kind of education needs to be pushed through the community so people will start doing the appropriate things, because I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. You can dramatically reduce taxes, or if you're getting ready to position yourself to get funding, you're going to have to pay taxes. You're going to have to take that hit and pay your taxes. So when you go to the bank and they ask for your tax funds, they show profitability, and then you can get the funding. And then once you get the funding and you get the business credit, then you can go ahead in the future years and deduct everything and not pay the taxes. This is how you play the game. And so many black businesses are not properly structured. The books are a disaster, if they even have books. Even if they have books. And like, you know, with business credit, pretty much, Kevin, pretty much. Yeah, essentially. So yeah, I just, Erica, I just don't buy that 3 million business number. And the census data backs me up, because let's go ahead and talk about money. If 9% of us, which is almost 10%, own businesses, I wouldn't catch half the crap that I get on this channel. You wouldn't either, Erica. You wouldn't be catching all this crap if that many people own businesses and understood the game. You would not be catching all this flack. Because I see sometimes you be in a salty mood, like, y'all don't be talking to these white YouTubers like that. Y'all don't be talking to these men YouTubers. Y'all be coming after me and want to argue about me. And one of the reasons that we as black content creators get all of this pushback, like right now, I have several people who are pushing back on paying cash for a car. Several people. I don't care if I show them studies that say financing cars delay retirement or eliminated retirement. They have done numerous financial studies on this. I can give them all the data points in the world, and they like, but Glendon, that's what the rich folks do. And my neighbor, who I need to go knock on their door, they pay cash for their house. And he's a business owner. I need to go talk to him and see if I can get him on the show. Because essentially, there is this is what rich people do. Like, this number of billionaires, like Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire. Mark Zuckerberg bought his house in California and bought the 2 lots next to his house. You think he financed that? He paid cash. And you got people out here who want to argue with me. I am surrounded by wealth every day. I got millionaires in my neighborhood. I got mansions, and every day I'm not seeing all of, like, a lot of the houses around here are paid for. They paid cash when they bought them. They're not financing them. Yeah, Will, you know, I just found Will Roundtree. He was giving some good information because he was telling people the truth. Yeah, I think there's a definite shift in the culture that's happening, and I think that's a good thing, because we got Asians over indexing on businesses compared to us. They have the highest rate of business ownership, the highest education level, and the highest incomes per ethnic group, kicking everybody's ass. And like, I'm just sitting there like, but you know what? You go back, look at Asian culture. Because if you look at Japanese culture, which is a money culture, you look at Chinese culture, which has segments. Because here's the thing, most Chinese people in China are poor. Japanese are the money culture. A lot of Koreans are the money culture. Filipinos are worker bees. Vietnamese are worker bees. Look at, like, if you have a nail salon in your town and there's Asians, I guarantee you that more than likely they're Vietnamese. There is a certain group. At one point, you had a bunch of Indians owning hotels. There was a certain group. Yeah, black wealth is going up. It's going up. If I got anything to do with it, it's going up. Yeah, Dame Dash got a lot of flack for telling the truth. Black people are very afraid of risk. If the risk is high, black folks won't move forward. Trump card, I'm going to kind of disagree with you a little bit because Bitcoin is very risky and you have black folks doing double monkey backflips all over Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is extremely risky. I think it's not the risk. I think it is the story that is told on how to get that money. I think that's the trick. I mean, I really see next 10 years, the black community is going to be way different than it is today because there's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of education out there. So I think so. I don't have a dime in crypto. And here's something else. I don't need crypto. See, this is the thing you crypto religious zealots don't understand. I'm already rich. You trying to get rich. I'm already there. And this is something else very interesting. You know, they asked a bunch of billionaires and 6 out, Mark Cuban, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, all of the billionaires who are already rich don't believe in crypto. It is a religion of the poor who are trying to become rich. So I don't need crypto. I'm going to be fine without crypto. Yeah, I think it's really trending up. I think it's trending up. There's a learned helplessness in the black community. You ever notice that if you have an enterprising person in a black family and a poor black family, that black family will exploit that enterprising young person? So there is a learned helplessness. There is a guy here on YouTube. He's in the box trucking business. He's a young guy. I think he's 24 years old. He started his trucking company and he has 21 employees and 9 of them are family members. So I think, Erica, that people are starting to understand that we need to work together because Google box trucking business is a young black man. And it's a beautiful story because you're starting to have people who are starting to dig in and do things differently. Blacks are heavily indoctrinated, that's why. Look, when you show my non-black spouse, we ban them. Byron Allen. Byron Allen's been getting all kinds of crap because there's a white wife. Yes, he who makes the gold makes the rule. Yeah, with married couples, your wealth is higher than single family. Oh yeah, Because essentially, here's the thing, and this is something that a lot of men in the manosphere and the red pill and the MGTOW communities don't want to hear. A married man who is focused is going to make more money than a single man. You want to know why? Because he ain't dating. You know how much money men blow dating, going out, getting cars, getting clothes to attract women? Men blow a lot of money. Where if you married, you already got her. So you don't have to do that. And there's stability in marriage. There's a lot of stability in marriage. Good Lord. Well, Asian includes Indians and other things. Asian people, like, as someone who's dated Asian women, they like smart dudes. You were rare that you will see an Asian woman dating a dumb dude. It's rare. Pretty much, Joshua. Asians are married at 66% versus blacks at 26%. You can't beat another group when the marriage gap is so wide. Once again, we talk about single mothers and, you know, in other communities. And here's something else too. I used to know this stat, like literally in 2017, 45% of all babies in America were born out of wedlock. This included black women. So the largest group, and you'll see it, there's a lot of white single moms, a bunch. And that is a new move for them. Oh, where they would go out and get the straw minority person so they can get that government contract? Pretty much. A lot of people are doing stuff like, I'm not going to get the PPP loan because they're asking for stuff I can't provide. So I'm not going to get that money because there was so much fraud with the first round. So I'm not getting it. Pretty much, you got to take the profit hit. People are dodging the tax, man. Oh, man, I got a story. 150,000 black-owned business shows we haven't been serious as portrayed. I think that's going to change because what's going on right now is we have a lot of information and a lot of people want to own businesses, more so than any point in history. I mean, Asians are nothing like, if you're in Atlanta, if you go to Gwinnett County and go to Pleasant Hill Road, I literally saw Pleasant Hill Road and Buford Highway literally transform. And Asians and Latinos, but Asians pretty much own the Pleasant Hill Road. Go on Pleasant Hill Road and you will see all these Asian businesses, Asian banks, lots and lots of Asian banks. I know a guy who's an Armenian, and he and some other investors started Metro Bank. And they each, I think it was 15 of them, and they each had to put $2 million cash in. I know, man. Pretty much, AJ, pretty much. Yeah, and that's why I'm changing the conversations on here because, you know, I had this mandate of creating 50,000 corporate citizens. Y'all remember that? If I can do that, I'm going to increase black business ownership by 25%. That's staggering when you think about it. Because, you know, I just like, hey, you know, we can make 50,000 corporate citizens, push people into business ownership. I didn't know what the numbers were. I did not know that 50,000 is a significant number. It's a very significant number. Erica's having a good time. Well, see, Jewish people have a different upbringing. Years and years ago, I had a Jewish roommate in the military, and he used to talk. They're brought up differently. They're brought up very, very differently. I know, man. I know, Kevin. I know. I don't know what I'm talking about. All these wealthy folks are on drugs. They're in debt to their eyeballs. I mean, I don't know nothing. Glendon, you showing people that don't studies. That's why I mean, I got people like seriously who are fighting me, who are digging down about this financing car stuff. And it doesn't help to use the expression capping, that people are capping all over the internet. I found this thing on Quorum because I knew the data points. And this guy said he had an aunt and uncle who were billionaires and they were old. All right. If you know anything about old people, they don't finance nothing. They pay cash. And I'm just sitting there like, talk to your grandparents. Talk to them about credit. Your grandparents and your great-grandparents, they didn't do that. And I'm just sitting there. And then he put in there, they wanted to get 2 Rolls Royces, but they opted for 2 Bentleys. You know, the price of a Bentley and the new Rolls Royce is comparable. And I was just sitting there like, this dude is just lying to me. He just, what is it? Capping for the, I'm just sitting there like, but once again, you know, Trump card, people don't know. So it's very easy for these people to be lied to and to be seduced by these fancy conversations. Lee Honey Bunny, I mean, seriously, pretty much every day. Hemocraft, I mean, this is one of the things I have it in my money management course. We don't finance cars at Savage Finance. And this is something that I said, but I think it was lost upon people. I paid cash for my first luxury car and I wasn't a millionaire. So when I go ahead and question this, people who are like, I'm a millionaire, but I'm financing my house, I'm financing my car. And then you hear this, well, I could pay it off. Dave Ramsey did a study, and most of the millionaires that they studied paid off their house in 8 years. 8 years. So they were driving cars that were paid off. They were living in a house that was paid off. You know what this did? This freed up a lot of cash. This freed up a lot of cash for investments. And, you know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, math don't lie. If you don't have any debt, and let's say you made $50,000 a year, which means they're going to hit you over the head for $12K in taxes, and you're going to have $38,000 spendable in the income, which is going to average out to about $3,000 a month. If you did not have a car payment, rent, or mortgage, you can ball out. I'm about to tell y'all something. Like, I'm thinking about reducing my salary because I don't spend the money. It's just sitting in my checking account. That's hence the ATM. I'm just sitting there like, I'm going to have to start doing something with that because when you don't have a lot of bills, like y'all going to be shocked. My personal spend is about $800 to $1,200 per month. All of this is covered by the corporation. The house, the cars, all that's covered by the corporation. But my personal spend is ridiculously nothing. You want to know why? I don't have a lot of bills. I got a whole bunch of credit cards. Most of them have nothing on them. I got a little bit of corporate debt. And that, I got a corporate debt. I got a PayPal loan I've got to pay off. I got a Stripe loan. And now I have this EDL loan, which I have to start paying off like this time next year. That's my debt. So when you don't have a lot of debt, like honestly, and I'm seriously thinking about doing this, I can invest $25,000, $30,000 a month from my paycheck. Because let's say after taxes, because I get paid 3 times a month. I get paid my paycheck, and then I get a kickback from the YouTube company for leasing the cars. So I get 3 payments. I could put $20,000 a month easily into an investments, easily, and I may start doing that. Man, that Hellcat culture is deep. Pretty much. The Indian community bought up all the Dunkin' Donut franchises in town? Really? Pretty much. Cryptocurrency is very, very risky. Mikey already makes money. People with no money talk about crypto. Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much. I don't think risk is risk people are afraid of. I think it's a future without the safety net of someone generation before you showing you how to do it, starting a business or on this uncharted for most. I will agree with that because I had a friend whose father was a happy entrepreneur. Because if you're an entrepreneur and all you show your kids is misery, they're going to run from that. But my friend's dad was a happy entrepreneur. He was successful. He was making money. He drove a Bentley when I was in high school. He drove a Bentley. And you know what this kid's like? I'm going to be an entrepreneur just like my dad. So when you show your kid happiness and positivity, they will gravitate to it. You show them misery, they're going to run. Mark Cuban. Let me Mark Cuban. I don't think that is 100% true because Mark Cuban, this is February 12th, 21. Mark Cuban compares on blockchain. It's like the early days of the internet when a lot of people thought you were crazy. Get Carter Vision, Calvin Carter. Answer this. And mods, block him if you don't answer. How much money has Bitcoin made you? Because all of you Bitcoin monkeys be talking about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the future and stuff, and none of you made any money. Why are you clapping for something that ain't made you no money? Answer me that. Man, they be talking about. All right, Michael Gaynor. So Elon Musk represented 0.5% of his total wealth in Bitcoin. If you spend any money on Bitcoin, how much are you representing? Because you're talking about, all right, these billionaires are doing it. Do you have billionaire money? Can you make that kind of speculative investment, and if it goes bust, your life will not be unchanged? Michael Gaynor, what's your net worth, bro? Since you want to be up in here with all this Bitcoin stuff, what is your net worth? And how much money you got in crypto? I guarantee you it is not impressive. I guarantee it. Because we ain't even talking about damn crypto, and you crypto religious idiots keep going on and on because you know what? You are gutless cowards, and this is why you're on crypto. Because if you were real, and I'm about to give you the math, if you were to start a cleaning business that made $500 a month, that would put you in a better position than crypto. but you're lazy and you don't want to do anything. And this is why you keep talking about all this crypto, crypto, crypto. Understand, I ain't you. I ain't broke. I'm not living with a chick I don't want to live with. I am not doing shit I don't want to do in my life, so I don't need no damn crypto. Damn. Can we stop with the bullshit? Engineer life skills. Asian girls could be nice. Mods, block all these crypto people because we ain't even talking about cryptocurrency. We're talking about black-owned businesses, black people starting businesses that create durable, profitable streams, unlike Bitcoin. Trump card, I realized what was happening because you would see this with Chase, you would see this with State Farm, you saw this with Cheerios. They were essentially, when a brand like Coca-Cola, Chase, they market for the future. When you see advertising, like the Chase that advertising do, they're not advertising right now. Chase got plenty of customers right now. They're advertising for the future, and this is where the future's going, interracial marriage. And they're prepping for it. The fluent, that's my whole point. Good Lord. That's funny. I'm going to take the under 3 million in businesses. When I talk business credit, crickets, easy credit topics, views go up. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, a big shift is coming. I mean, you can Google it. Appliance boot camp. I pay cash for my cars, business ventures, residential, commercial properties. For the last few years, I've been constantly being called stupid. Yes, Asians own a lot. Asians teach us one thing: cultural values are extremely important and make the world a difference. They have a very strong. I'm gonna tell you something. I was dating a Japanese girl, and she said the difference between dating here and in Japan. If you're dating someone in Japan, you go out a few times, that's your boyfriend and your girlfriend. Here, she says it's whatever. So cultural norms are different. Dark side 90? No, I can pay it back as fast as I wanted to. Pretty much. Pretty much. Indians, Pakistani, Koreans, Japanese. That's where the money is, man. That's where the money is. Hey, that's what we're going to be doing, man. My grandma always had money, had stacks on, and never did it. See, that's how I knew this guy was lying. Because when he said they were older, old people do not find, that's just not in their DNA, man. Pretty much, Trump. Asian women are known for dating white men. Known for it. My uncle was a millionaire. He paid 80 cash for his Mercedes-Benz SUV. Everything else was paid in full. His net worth was at least $5 million. Pretty much. Hey, Jaws, that's one of the things. I got people arguing with me every day of the week about that. Every day of the week. Pretty much, pretty much. Yeah, because essentially, this is how I knew this dude was lying when he said they were older. Old people just don't get, like, you're going to have two houses with mortgages. I'm just sitting there like, it was crazy. Lana B, you can start a YouTube channel and take a trip and film a video and write it off as well. That's not what the rich do. That is what the financially astute do. Old people kept the cash, man. Old people did not finance stuff like that, man. They just didn't. I'm going to do a video on that. Yep, paying cash for their cars. Well, I didn't do a business lease. Like, this is a personal thing. Like, here's the sauce, as they say on the internet. Leasing a car for your business with business credit is a bona fide way to get a car, and that's 100% write off. I personally don't like payments. I don't like a lot of payments in my life. I just don't. So that's me from a personal ethos. I don't like a lot of payments. Like, I got all these credit cards. If I was using all these credit cards, I would have like 35, 40 payments. That would be mind-boggling. That would be mind-boggling. So I don't like a lot of payments because it's a lot to keep up with. It's a lot to manage. So yes, leasing a car in your business name with business credit is a bona fide tax write-off, but that's not something that I personally would do. I could do it, but I choose not to do it because essentially I like keeping my monthly bills as low as possible. I just don't like a lot of bills. Makes me nervous. Pretty much. Theo G, you started business. Because see, here's the thing. When you start a financial device and create cash flow, even if inflation happens because you're making so much money, it ain't going to hit you like it's going to hit the average person. Hey, you notice I'm not even showing their conversation. I mean, this is one of the things, man. This is why we're having these conversations. This is why we're talking. Like I said, in the money management course, we do not finance cars. Financing a car is one of the most damaging things you can do to your personal financial health. It is one of the worst things you can do. Well, Herman Craft, the people who are not Native Americans, they have a whole different ethos, a different way of looking at it, man. Pretty much, pretty much. Omega Curry, thanks for the $10 super chat. Man, that is crazy. All right, so we had this conversation, and we're going to be having many, many more conversations about this, because this is going to become a mission. We got to get more black business owners. We got to get more black business owners, because here's something else that I didn't get into, but 81% of the 30 million businesses have no employees, which means that the vast majority of these people are self-employed and they've created a job for themselves, which can be good because the average salary of the small business is $71,000, but that's going to be risky because anything happens to that person. Like, I got a friend who has a property management company that she wanted to sell and cash out, and I convinced her to keep it. And now she was doing about $250,000 a year. And now that same company does $1 million a year, and she has another business, much to what Erica was talking about. Business owners have many businesses, and she has that property management company, which is a cash cow. And then she has a restaurant, which she funded from the cash cow. So there's a lot of things going on here. All right, man, we went long. We're going to be having these conversations quite a bit. So if you want to become a corporate citizen, the link is below for the art of holding. Now, this is what we're going to be getting into next week. We're going to have a training Monday at 7 p.m. I'm going to send out the email tomorrow to give people time to get prepared so they can make sure their schedule's clear. And then we're going to get into building businesses, hiring people, picking the right business. We're going to get into a lot of training, so look out for that. Links below. So you guys have a good night. I will catch y'all in the next one.